What if the most feared army in history was not just strong, but designed to break the human mind? Long before Rome rose, before Greece reached its peak, before empires became legends, there was Assyria, a land of stone, fire, and iron will. It stood between great rivers. The Tigris flowed like a silent witness. Cities rose from dust and heat. Walls stretched high into the sky. And inside those walls, a machine was being built. A war machine. This was around 900 years before the birth of Christ, a time when kingdoms were fragile, when power could vanish in a single night, when survival depended on fear or strength. Assyria chose both. At first, it was just another kingdom, small, surrounded, vulnerable. But something changed. Its rulers began to think differently. They did not just want to win wars, they wanted to end them before they even began. They understood something simple. Fear travels faster than armies. So they built an army that no one could ignore. Men trained from youth, disciplined, silent, obedient. They marched in perfect lines, shields locked together like a moving wall, spears ready, eyes forward, no hesitation. But this was only the beginning. Assyria did something no one else had done before. They turned war into a system. Every soldier had a role. Every movement was planned. Every attack had purpose. They created one of the first standing armies in history, always ready, always prepared. While other kingdoms gathered men only in times of war, Assyria trained for war every day. They used iron weapons when others still used bronze, stronger, sharper, deadlier. They built siege machines. Huge towers rolled toward enemy walls. Battering rams crushed gates like they were nothing. Arrows filled the sky. No city felt safe anymore. But what made them truly terrifying was not just their strength, it was their message. When Assyria attacked, they did not hide what they did. They showed it. Stories spread across lands. Cities burned. Kings defeated. People captured. Sometimes entire populations were moved far away. Families separated. Homes lost forever. It was not just conquest. It was a warning. Submit or face the same fate. And it worked. Many cities surrendered without a fight, not because they were weak, but because they were afraid. This was psychological warfare, thousands of years before the term existed. The Assyrians knew that the mind breaks before the body. Their empire began to grow. City after city fell, land after land became theirs. From Mesopotamia to Egypt, from mountains to deserts. At its peak, the Assyrian Empire was one of the largest the world had ever seen. And at the center of it all was Nineveh, a city of power, a city of wealth, a city of control. Its walls were massive, its palaces filled with carvings, stories of war etched into stone. You could walk those halls and see victories frozen in time, armies marching, enemies falling, kings standing tall. This was not just art, it was propaganda. A message to anyone who entered. This is what we do. Their kings were not just rulers, they were symbols of power. Ashurnazirpal, Tiglath-Pileser, Sennacherib, Ashurbanipal, names that echoed across lands. They led campaigns year after year. They crushed rebellions. They expanded borders. They did not rest, because they knew if they stopped, the empire could fall. And yet, for all their strength, something else was growing. Resentment. Fear can control people, but it can also unite them. Enemies began to watch, to wait. The same fear that protected Assyria was slowly building a storm against it. Meanwhile, inside the empire, cracks began to form, power struggles, internal conflict, leaders fighting for control. The machine was still strong, but it was no longer perfect. And then it happened. A coalition of enemies formed. Babylonians, Medes, others who had suffered under Assyria. They saw their chance. They moved together. In 612 BC, they reached Nineveh, the great city. The heart of the empire, where the walls that once protected it now faced something new. Not fear, but revenge. The battle was fierce. Fire spread. Chaos filled the streets. The same power that had crushed so many was now being crushed. Nineveh fell. The empire collapsed. And just like that, the most feared army in the ancient world was gone. But was it really gone? Its methods lived on. Organized armies, psychological warfare, military strategy. Later empires learned from Assyria. Some copied it, some feared becoming it. Even today, its shadow remains. Because Assyria showed something the world would never forget. War is not just about strength. It is about fear, control, and the human mind. And once you understand that, you do not just win battles, you control history. So ask yourself, was Assyria just an empire? Or was it the first true master of fear? And if fear can build an empire, what else can it destroy?